Madam say I'm a makwa about a man sign online TV. Say no first time I share channel ya me so be like no I share no wager or comment amaye. Na munim say news mu headquarters there and one a man sign online TV.
And then so be entwam gina ho me wa Asem David Mount we o school ni na opesa we adwuma bi e de boa wo ho abra won kwa ha wofo ana we ya aban adwuma na opa adwuma foforo aka adwuma we dada ho ana se wa wo business dada na emu ohwe opesa otsira wa ahye ma me wa Asem David Mount ane me be kire kwan a obefa so atna wo dem ana wo fie na wa kra ne ma afri China ane China abra ombre ho kra Mesrao say dimachi e wasa akwantu emu na memo na won kra ne ma free China emra na won ton na wonya mfaso bebre opese won hunu mu yi a click on the land button na e wo honom no na yento aso wa chi ho bye bye.
We've discussed the issue of AES and ECOWAS, and I've got new perspectives about the concerns that the three countries have in respect of their relations with ECOWAS. And so I assured Mr. President that at the next ECOWAS meeting, I would pass on what they have explained to me to the other leaders. I think there's a breakdown of trust amongst the leadership. It will take time to rebuild it, but we have to work on it so that we restore trust and confidence with each other so that we can work together, you know, even if we are not part of the same regional body. Discuss the issue of our economic relations in respect of trade between our people, free movement of our people between our countries, and how we can improve the transit trade through Ghana for Burkina importers who bring their goods through Ghana to Burkina, how we can improve the transit corridor so that they're able to do that without any disturbance. We also discuss issues about the trade between us in agricultural products. We export some products to Burkina Faso, and Burkina also exports some products to Ghana. So we talked about how we can facilitate that trade. So those were the key things. In Africa, we say when your neighbor's house is on fire, you have to help him to quench it, otherwise it will spread to your own house. This issue of terrorism started with Mali, and it spread gradually into Niger and now into Burkina Faso. And like I said, terrorism is like a cancer. If you don't fight it together, it will spread throughout the body. So how we can collaborate in terms of the fight against terrorism is another issue we discuss. So how we can increase the supply of power to Burkina Faso, electricity exports to Burkina Faso, and also the transit corridor for petroleum products. Recently, Burkina has bought a storage terminal in Tema, and so we're looking to see how they can use the pipeline. We have a pipeline to Bolgatanga, and we want to extend it to Ouagadougou so that we can push the fuel and diesel products through. And so these are mainly the issues we discuss. We're also looking at a possible direct flight from Accra to Ouagadougou. At least once a day. There's an airline in Ghana that wants to start that flight.
This is what John Mahama said to the Niger president. We need to collaborate. We need to act like brothers. We need to come together, unite, protect our borders, protect our citizens. This is what a leader does. John Mahama is bringing people together. John Mahama is forming a unit. John Mahama is building nations.
Online
John Mahama is bridging borders. In Kwasiafo way say mutumi mabra power. Now listen to John Mahama when he went to see the Malian president, Burkinabe president.
In Africa, we say when your neighbor's house is on fire, you have to help him to quench it, otherwise it will spread to your own house. This issue of terrorism started with Mali, and it spread gradually into Niger and now into Burkina Faso. And like I said, terrorism is like a cancer. If you don't fight it together, it will spread throughout the body.
Online TV.
Now you see, this is what leaders do. Leaders build trust. Now let me tell you, Uko Mali, Uko Niger, Uko Burkina, they trust John Mahama's leadership. The leaders there, even though Omia military for no, they trust John Mahama's leadership. They can rely on his words. They know, say, this is a man who is thinking deep. This is a man who is not being selfish. This is a man who is not a relative of a CIA and snitch. You can see, say, they are more comfortable with John Mahama. They respect Ghanaians now, and they respect what we want them to do for us and what we have. And you see, you cannot underestimate your neighbors. You cannot disrespect your neighbors. You need to show them utmost respect because your security depends on your neighbor. Anytime John Mahama Bube say what nyonko about you say share. Men can say ononko about you say share. One so the ejabetum. So if you are not able to protect your neighbor, you have to understand say 90% of the time you are not protected. Into what John Mahama is doing, John Mahama is protecting Ghanaians and protecting our neighbors. And our neighbors are now seeing that this is a leader who wants to make sure, say, we in a sub-Saharan African region, he is making sure, say, we are protected and we are secured. The moment you are short of security, business transaction will be easy. Somebody can carry 20 tons of tomatoes from Burkina and nobody will block that person on the way and say it is not safe. You can go to Mali, you can go bring your items, you can go to Burkina, you can go to Niger. That is what security brings. That is what when you have security amongst nations, it helps build a business. It helps build the trust. So John Mahama is building business trust. He's building security trust. He's building trust amongst humans, we the citizenry. He is building some friendship that we can online depend on and build our nations together. And this is what we say the 42-year agenda. No, John Mahama 42-year agenda. This is out of Kwame Nkrumah's ideology. And Professor Akosa Kachira doing. John Mahama is basically playing the Kwame Nkrumah playbook.
Video na ya kwa shaba no say no first time on second video me so best subscribe no one like no waja comment or comment section ho and me pemu ne backing kan e de amount aboafo so ya sni e me adi dwumade e brel Amansan Media College media school papa so open media school obetumi are news reporting MCR adibia fa media ho bia we can form Amansan Media College Amansan Media College atonsu bokro so opese unya nchem foforo bia fa media ho a betumi contact 0597 055 894 0597 055 894. The sounds can for ETI Bible School Papa Exalted Theological Institute. So person master our Bible mudia. We can for Exalted Theological Institute Exalted Theological Institute Atonsu Monaco. So pinch for be a comedy which we are contact 0559 021 017 0559.
And then so be entwam gina ho me wa Asem David Dimau we o school ni na opesa we adwuma bi edeboa wo ho abra won kwa hawa wofo ana we ya aban adwuma na opa adwuma foforo aka adwuma wo ye dada ho ana se wa wo business dada na emu ohwe opesa otsira wa ahie ma me wa Asem David Dimau ane me be kire okwan a obefa so atna wo dem ana wo fie na wa kra ne ma afri China ane China abra ombre ho kra mesrɛ wo sɛ di machi e wo saa akwantu emu na memmo na won kra ne ma free China emra na wonton na wonya mfaso bebre wo pese wo hunu mu yi a click on the learn button na e wo honom no na yento aso wa achi ho bye bye.